All right, here we go. 4 o'clock hour. Adam Hill is here as company. Here is the Battleborn Broadcast Center. They present the 4 o'clock hour every day. Battleborn Injury Alert, 766-1400 is the number. Reno's in, so you got to dial 775 in the north. We just hit upon, we always exchange a rundown, send you a bunch of stories we're going to talk about. We got the Big Four on the way. This might be another day that we have to blow out the Big Four because Adam just got me. It may be a 2-minute discussion. It may be a lengthy discussion. Justin Watkins is here. We just had on our buddy Steve Kim. I should show you a picture of him. He's suddenly like the gray is all filling in, and I'm like, whoa, like that's really gray. Like he's like if he just goes with it, he's Silver Fox. And I don't think Steve's older than me, probably like 52. But like right now the mix doesn't look great, but you know what's coming. Like I think he was dyeing his hair forever.
Okay,
but I don't want to ask him. Like we're friends, but like it might be a personal thing.
So instead, you'll just talk about it on the air without asking the person.
That's the kind of guts I have. Well, so I still got to entertain the masses and connect with the people out there who have hair issues. Maybe they're self-conscious about it. And then Adam brings someone up before the break. He was actually chastising someone for not being honest with their friend about their hair issue.
Well, so here's the backstory. I have a friend. We you know him also. We have somebody that we know.
Don't throw around my friendship list.
Who's very good. Okay, we know someone who's very good friends with somebody who's on TV often. I'll say that.
Oh, really?
In the sports world.
Okay.
Usually wears a hat on TV. He didn't have a hat on this weekend on TV. And I was like, whoa. He had work done on it.
Oh, really? So this is a bald issue.
Balding to full head of hair, like very. Like,
oh, really? Oh, this is fascinating.
And I was like, whoa. So the guy we know, who's been like best friends with him since high school.
Okay.
I ended up seeing him that night, and I was like, hey man, have you said anything about his hair? And he's like, no, I don't want to bring that up. And I was like, what are we talking about? Well, his wife said, no, he snuck away to Turkey. That's
Turkey?
That's where they do the best.
Is that right?
The best work.
Not Mexico?
No, Turkey apparently.
We have Brian over on Fox Sports Las Vegas. He did the Mexico hair job. He looks great.
Turkey is an expensive flight.
He looks great, right?
Sure.
We're not going to keep doubling for the guy, right?
Sure.
I'll take you behind the scenes real quick. The Brian, who's on Fox on the weekends, I heard some comments about him, and then I just walked up to him and I was like, it looks great. I was like, don't listen to Illinois. No, I was not. Every time I see him, Brian told him his hair looks awesome.
Okay. So
it's just, you know what it is? When you it's such a big change.
Yeah.
But it's not done for us, for people he knows. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Well, that's why.
For the next.
Is that right? Oh, no! I did tease. You were coming in. I said you're hairless except on the face, and I don't know about the other areas, but.
Yeah.
So as a bald guy, I would like, and I'm a bald guy.
Well, my issue isn't with the head. Whatever you want. I said you've been best friends with this guy since high school. You haven't brought this up. Like you're not like messing around with him. You're not making comments. And he goes, "Oh no, that's serious." What are you talking about? Is this a real friendship? That's all me and my friends do. Maybe we're unhealthy. I don't know. But we would clearly, if one of my friends had done that, would be either at least, hey, great, it looks great, or something. We're mentioning it, talking about it, discussing it, most likely making fun. But that's how friendships work, I thought.
I'm with you. But I also say on the gray part, I will say Wall Street Journal did an article this week. I don't know if you guys saw this that said, more and more people are dying out the gray because they feel like it doesn't represent how they feel age-wise.
Sure.
And scientists are finding that people who dye their hair are actually aging better than people who don't. And it's about visually, I think, what you see in the mirror and how you feel and how you act. It keeps you younger longer. So kudos. Tell Steve if he was, Kim, that he needs to get back in on it.
You proud of it?
Yeah.
I think it's like that's great information. Actually, it actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
for some reason. I don't know why it does, but it does.
It makes sense.
I feel when you have friends, you bring up things like that, right?
But
isn't that how you?
That's what the basis.
How you relate?
That's the basis of all my friendships. I will say this. I think for the next generation, they don't do that.
Really?
They don't do that as much. I mean, you got to remember, like the bar for what what qualifies for bullying today is way lower than what it was when we were kids.
Bullying is when you're not friends, though.
I know, but I think this generation's had to walk on eggshells. They can't say a whole bunch of stuff. They can't they can't get in trouble like that. So I think
these guys are literally the same age as us. They graduated the same year of high school.
No. Then I'm with you. You were 98, 97.
97.
Yeah, me too. 97. So yeah, I mean that's the basis of all my friendships.
And I would feel like if you're not doing that, I'd be like, well, that's not really my friend.
Well, if they weren't, then I'd be like, this is really bad. If they're not busting my chops about it, it's really bad. Like to the point where
I'll be like, wait, nobody's even said anything.
It's so bad that they don't have the heart to even bust my chops about it because it rings too true.
Oh, it's wild to me. Yeah, I was blown away by that.
If you lost a bunch of weight, you used the Zemp, and you had Zemp face. Would you expect me to tell you had Zemp face?
I witnessed it this weekend. I saw there was some, again. I mentioned earlier, hanging out with some people on Saturday. We're making fun of the guy for some people were commenting about finding shows on television when you just say it in your remote and find it. But same thing. There was a couple guys, I think there was in that spot that I was, there was 15 guys. I think like 4 of them were on it. And they were all like kind of making comments about that.
Okay.
Which I said that's the friendship. I was like, I didn't even know these guys are friends. They must be because they're all talking about it.
The guys need to be more honest with each other, especially if they're friends.
I would be careful on the Ozempic stuff because I just don't know where the helpline draws. I don't want to make fun of somebody and get them off of it if it's really helpful to them. But I also don't. I don't know. I'm not a researcher. I don't know. Long term,
you got the Zemp face. Like, no, actually, I have a heroin addiction. I don't know.
Well, the big thing is like,
now that's funny.
It's not Ozempic, it's something else, right? That's everybody's big thing. Is like, no, I'm not Ozempic. I'm on something else. It's like, okay,
yeah, it's another generic drug that's not named Ozempic. So.
Yeah. So
we have Greg Salerno on the show from time to time, and he's on something. Which he's actually he's very open about it. He was kind of fired up. He's like, the first 50 came off like that. Now I kind of have to work for it. I'm like, okay, well. But 50's pretty good.
Well, 50 initially. My phone was just blowing up. I was worried that the people that
I know.
Well, I would say this: it's a lot easier to work off the rest after you lost the 50, right? Everything. You're not carrying around that extra weight to go to the gym and work out is a heck of a lot easier. And again, I'm no doctor. I don't know what the long-term effects of this are, but I would imagine if you are not pre-diabetic or diabetic, that you want to work your way off that stuff and work your way into a workout routine. And it should be a heck of a lot easier because you're not carrying around all that weight. I mean, your flexibility, your agility is much improved. Your ability to like run or jog or do any sort of aerobic exercise is going to be way improved just from dropping all that weight. So, but hey, I don't follow anybody that's on it or that's not on it because I'm not educated enough to know like what long-term effects are.
I like how Adam brought this in as like a friendship thing and mocking on each other. You went down the responsible path of health, and then I'm going to just bring it right back to have you seen Kelly Clarkson?
Yeah, she's another one that says I'm not on Ozempic. It's something.
I mean, it's just dramatic.
Yeah,
and like good for her. She's healthier. And I actually had a friend do this about 15 years ago, where my face got skinny because I got thinner, and my friend actually said, "You are uglier."
Yeah,
and I appreciate it. And that's why I put them down. But yes, of course. But I think, and this is not trying to insult the lady. I think fuller faced Kelly Clarkson looked a little better. I think you know what it is. I think it's so jarring.
I disagree. I disagree. I think she looks a little bit better now. But the interesting part about it was I saw when she did talk about it on her show on a clip on social, so I didn't see the full context. But her position is that when she was bigger, she wasn't unhappy. She was actually very happy. So
better when she back in the day when I think she had a thin out for American Idol that didn't like it. The pressure to stay freaking rail thin at the time.
Yep.
Too much.
Didn't like it. Didn't like that lifestyle. Didn't like trying to do that. Now, if her doctors or something told her hey, from health reasons you need to do this, then okay. But if she was happier, bigger, and she did it for her show or stardom and all that. I don't know, but
That could be a workplace violation. We want to get back into that conversation that I've been all part of recently. Well, you brought up at the beginning about sensitivity and and generations like the. I don't like the generation thing about being tough or this or that. Like every generation's a little bit different in terms of what they feel comfortable joking about. So yeah, I will say. Trying to do this, so I don't get someone in trouble. On Sports Talk Radio, we do guy talk. Now we were just judging Kelly Clarkson, heavier and lighter, and someone had texted me about concern about a topic on air comparing the looks of Kelsey Plum and Caitlin Clark.
Okay,
and I was like, how far do we take it in terms of trying to be sensitive?
Well, I mean, I think
we're in a very weird zone now where I think everything can be defensive by someone.
Oh, for sure, no doubt about it. And I don't think the answer is that you stop talking about it. I think you can be true to yourself. I think as long as you dive into it and own who you are in that way. I mean, Charles Barkley's made a career of it, right? A lot of things that Charles Barkley says would cancel some other people, but he absolutely owns it. That's who he is.
Never apologize.
Which
is probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just going to let it calm down over 4 or 5 days. No, I'm not apologizing.
But I will say this. I think it is fair, at least on the topic of Caitlin Clark, only because at the beginning of this, they talked about pretty privilege. And they were talking about her stardom is based on her looks. I disagree with that. I don't. It's not why I watch her. I mean, the thing that attracts me to watch her game is the long, crazy threes. I mean, that's it. She's the only one who's doing that. She's the only one who's firing it from the logos.
But there's a lot of things that go into her popularity, and some of them do involve her looks.
Do you think so?
Yes.
You think she's good looking?
That's not what I said. This is a debate we can have over a drink. But I think her looks are a factor.
Okay.
I think her skin color is a factor. I think the crowd that some of the crowd is a factor. Yes.
Well, sure.
There's stuff going back to Iowa. That is part of this mix.
I mean,
Adam and I have gone back and forth on the player she is. I think she's going to be a good player. I don't think she's going to be a good player. But there are things about her that are entertaining, but I don't think she's anything super special on the floor aside from crazy deep range that should have this be such a phenomenon. There are other factors.
Well, I mean, that's the only factor for me. I mean,
each person can speak to their experience.
Anytime somebody reaches that level of stardom, there's going to be a bunch of different factors. I mean, everybody's race is a factor in their level of stardom. When you start getting to that level, Beyonce's race matters. Taylor Swift's race matters. K-pop bands, their race matters, right? All that stuff does matter. It's all part of the elixir that is their stardom, and to act like it's not is just fallacy.
So that's a good jumping off point as we'll pay some bills here. Let's get into the Olympics. Let's get into the fact that 4 aces are going to be playing for Team USA if healthy. And right now, Caitlin Clark is not on the roster.